Welcome back to another gear review. Today we're going to be looking at the ESEE line of ESEE 4. Now I have several of these knives, and I have 4 of the same knife with different variations. And this is my favorite all-around knife. And you can get these knives on Amazon or other dealers, Blade HQ, I mean, all over the place, for right around between $100 and $120, depending on the kind. So, ESEE knives. If you haven't watched my ESEE kind of overall review of the company, check that video out. But this is the ESEE 4 in particular that we're going to be reviewing. Like I said, I have several of these. I give these out as gifts to customers that do a lot of work for us, that we do a lot of work for, excuse me. I've given them out to presents, and I mean, they're just amazing knives. Just a couple things about ESEE. They're made in America, lifetime warranty, no questions asked, send it in. They come super sharp. They come with a great sheath, Kydex sheath, great retention. Every sheath comes with a belt or with a buckle that attaches, like this one here. These ones don't particularly have them on, but what's neat about these sheaths is that they're just very utilitarian. You could mount it high, low, depending on where you want it, and they're just great overall sheaths. I like these sheaths. I'm not a leather sheath guy, even though I have a leather sheath here. We're going to get into that in a second. But these are just 4 different colorways. So I'm going to take these out. And the ESEE 4, these over here. The ESEE 4 line is a great, it's a perfect size knife in my belief. Now they have different size handles. So you have the micarta here. It's like the checkered, and this is my favorite one. I just think that that is really pretty. That handle, how they did that, multiple layers, right? And then they just put those grooves in there. I think that's really cool. And I want this knife with this handle with the serrated edge because I like serrations. I have one of these on my gun belt. I have one of these in my get home bag. I have one of these in the back of the car. I just have lots of these knives, and I've gotten my son one of these knives. I just think they're just phenomenal. I've given these out to employees for a great job done, and these knives will last a lifetime if you take care of them. So there's different colorways. They have Cerakoted blades and things like that, but they're just a phenomenal all-around knife. This guy here, I got this off of Amazon, and I'll put a link in below. And this is by Carl Anderson. I'm sorry, Carl Thomas. He makes these leather sheaths for him, and I just thought it was pretty cool. I wanted to get one. My son wanted one for his birthday. His birthday's coming up, so he might get one. And what's neat about this is it's a horizontal. So if you want to mount that here on a belt, you could, and it works great. Great retention. And then you could do it either or, ambidextrous, because it has just the one, and you can pull that out from the left side or the right side. And it holds up. I've worn it for a couple days or so, and it holds up. As you know, with leather, you need to break it in. And this sheath, surprisingly, was like $30 on Amazon. Like I said, I'll put the link on. I think that's a really good deal. It's really well made. He puts a nice little inscribed note in there thanking you. But for 30 bucks, I thought, oh, why not? I'll see what it's like. And it's really nice. I think it looks nice too with this knife. But it would look nice with any of these ESEE 4s. So why do I like the ESEE 4? And why do I like ESEE? As you know, in the previous video, if you watched it, you'll understand why I like ESEE 4. I'll just run through it real quick. But to me, this is the perfect, I have big hands, and this is the perfect overall size knife. I believe the blade is 4.5 inches. It might be 5. I'm just going off of memory here. But it has great serrations on the top for your thumb. It has a great hand stop there. It even has, if you want to do fine minutia stuff and skinning and things like that, it has a great little finger indent there. But it's solid, full tang, great steel, great handle. It's a solid knife, great warranty, but it's the perfect size for most tasks. As an everyday carry knife, or this is a little bit big for an everyday carry. I'm just not into that. I carry the everyday carry. I carry the Azula 2, which if you look at it in side-by-side comparison, it's much smaller, but this is more practical for me. This does 90% of the things I need, but there's never not one of these not close by. Like I said, I keep one in the back of my car, in my bag. I keep one on my gun belt, so I have one of these somewhere. There's one in my office. I have several at home. So if I need one, I have one. But this is the one I carry always on me. And we'll do a review on that as well. ESEE comes extremely sharp. They're easy to keep an edge on. They're easy to sharpen. They're just a great overall knife. And like I said, it's the perfect size. It's a great price point, right around 100 bucks, 110, and you have all of these different colorways. I have several. They have this one in orange, which is my favorite color. They have it in green. They have it obviously in this tan, desert tan. They have these micarta handle ones in gray, and this is a dark gray because it's been oiled several times. It's been wet, and so as you know, micarta will stain. And then this my favorite colorway here, and this is my favorite knife overall, is this detailed micarta multi-layer handle. It's just perfect. It's a perfect knife for me. I really enjoy it. I really like this knife. I use this knife all the time. The first time I got one was about 2 years ago, and I've probably purchased 20 of these and given out 8 of them to different people as presents and things like that. And they're a great overall knife, and I use them. And if you've heard my take before, like I said, I hate to keep repeating myself, but I look at knives a lot different than I used to. As I've gotten older, I buy these as value assets. This is an asset to me. This is a value asset, meaning if I paid $110 for this, and this lasts for 3 generations, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, what is more of value, this knife or the $110 I paid for it? And my mindset on that has changed. And depending upon where you're at economically, that's going to vary. That decision is going to vary for you versus for me. For me, this is more valuable than that $110. Because in 150, 60 years from now, is this going to be worth more than $110? And I'm willing to bet that it's going to be. With inflation, with USA made products, with who knows. But this, and not just that, and that's not even to say the value that the tool will bring in the course of that 6 decades. Is that tool going to give you $110 worth of value? Plus, you're still going to have the tool. And so we oftentimes don't look at those things. The other thing that I look at is I think that is a beautiful piece of art. I think it's gorgeous. And maybe you don't feel my sentiments on that, but I think that is beautiful. I mean, if you had a magnetic strip and you put these in your kitchen as steak knives, how awesome would that be? I think that would look really cool. And a really good set of steak knives are gonna run you probably $500-600 bucks, you know? And these are lifetime warranty. So if you had 6 of these up there on a magnetic strip or whatever, that's really cool. I think that's really, really cool. I think it'd be unique. I think those are the types of things that the industry will start going to, that maybe people's mindset will start going to. But the price point on these, 110 bucks. And they vary, like I said. This is a little bit more because of the more detail in the handle. But it's held with 3 screws there. I love these knives. Like I said, the serrations on the top, the hand stop, the sharpness, the USA made, which, as you know, I'm really trying to get into, really trying to back American companies. Great retention on the holsters, or on the Kydex holster, or not holster, sheath. I'm thinking guns here. And then for $30, you can go on Amazon and buy this if you're really into the leather thing. Because I don't believe ESEE makes leather sheaths. I haven't gotten one except for the cleaver, which we'll do a review on that as well. They have a leather sheath for it. But anyways, great product. I highly encourage, if you don't have the ESEE4, find out which colorway you want. If you're like me, you like a serration on some of your stuff. They only have a couple of these that are available. I like the micarta handles because it's a little bit thinner. Not much, but it's a little bit thinner. I like these micarta handle ones better. They just fit better in my hand. These have big grooves in them though as well, and so, but they're beautiful. I've handed these out, these blue ones, to several customers because blue is our company color, and they love them. They're like, wow, that's an amazing knife. So, anyways, pick yourself up an ESEE4. We'll put the link below. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. We'll see you on the next video.